Have you ever felt destined for something greater, as if your life had a higher purpose? Today, you'll discover that this calling is no accident. There are ancient spiritual archetypes that describe the 9 types of chosen ones and the divine purposes that guide our lives. In this video, we will explore these truths through the wisdom of Carl Jung and the Enneagram of personality. Let's begin this journey. Before we dive into each of the 9 types, it's important to understand how they relate to the theories of Carl Jung and the Enneagram. Carl Jung, the famous psychiatrist, spoke of archetypes as patterns of consciousness that exist in the collective unconscious. These archetypes represent universal roles that we all share on a deep level. Similarly, the Enneagram, an ancient personality system, describes 9 different types of human beings, each with their own path towards self-realization. Today, we will combine these 2 powerful philosophies to discover the 9 types of chosen ones and their divine purposes. Are you ready? Have you ever felt like you have a special intuition, as if you can perceive things that others can't? Maybe you've had a dream that later came true, or received a message at a crucial moment in your life. If this resonates with you, you might be one of the oracles. An oracle isn't someone who simply predicts the future like in the movies. No, an oracle is someone with a deep connection to the spiritual realm, a channel between this world and the divine. In ancient Greece, oracles were seen as messengers of the gods. They were consulted by kings and warriors before making important decisions. And even though you live in the 21st century, you might have this same type of connection. Carl Jung spoke of the sage as an archetype that exists within the collective unconscious of humanity. The sage is someone who has access to a deeper knowledge, something not everyone can see. So, if you've ever felt that your wisdom comes from somewhere beyond what you've learned, from something greater, you might just be an oracle. Have you ever had a friend call you just when you were thinking about them? Or felt that something significant was about to happen, and then your life suddenly changes? These are signs that you have special access to a higher truth. Oracles are people who perceive these signals and sometimes bear the responsibility of sharing them with others, even when it isn't easy. The oracle's purpose is to be a guide, not in the sense of, I have all the answers, but as someone who helps others find their own path through the messages they receive. And yes, this can be both a gift and a burden. Many oracles often feel isolated because not everyone understands what they perceive. But remember, if you are an oracle, you have the ability to light the way for others, even if you don't always feel understood. Connection with the Enneagram, Type 5, the investigator. Within the Enneagram, oracles strongly identify with Type 5, known as the investigator. Investigators are curious people, always searching for deeper answers. Like the investigator, oracles aren't satisfied with the surface. They want to understand the why behind everything, and more importantly, they want to share that knowledge. So, if you think you might be an oracle, ask yourself, are you sharing the messages you receive, or are you holding them back out of fear of being misunderstood? Your purpose is important. The oracle is just the first of the 9 chosen ones we'll explore today. If you feel this isn't your archetype, don't worry. You might identify more with the next one. The visionary, someone capable of imagining what others cannot. But we'll get to that in a moment. Have you ever felt like you can see the future, not as a magical prediction, but simply because you know where things are headed? Maybe you have ideas that no one seems to understand, until suddenly, everything starts making sense to everyone else. If you feel like you're always one step ahead, it's very likely that you're a visionary. The visionary is someone who isn't trapped in the present, but has the ability to imagine what could be. Think of great inventors, leaders, and artists who seemed ahead of their time. These individuals don't just have ideas, they have a vision that can change the world. And it's no coincidence that you're watching this video. If this resonates with you, you probably have that same ability to see beyond the present. Have you had moments where you shared ideas or projects that people didn't understand at first, but later they realized you were right? Or maybe you've always felt like you have something greater to offer, something that hasn't fully manifested yet, but you know it's coming. This is what characterizes a visionary. The ability to visualize a different future and be the first to take steps toward it. The purpose of the visionary is to inspire and guide others toward a new horizon. It's not just about imagining things, but about making others see that hidden potential in themselves and the world. Often, the visionary feels the responsibility to share their vision, even when others don't understand it at first. This can be frustrating, but it's part of your mission, to open the eyes of those around you. Connection with the Enneagram, Type 4, the individualist. In the Enneagram, the visionary is connected to Type 4, the individualist. Like the individualist, visionaries have a unique perspective. They want to be different, they seek something deeper than the superficial, and they often feel misunderstood. But here's the key: your uniqueness is your greatest strength. Not being afraid to be different allows you to see what others don't. However, being a visionary isn't always easy. Being so focused on the future can make you feel disconnected from what's happening right now. Patience can be a challenge, especially when your vision is clear but the world isn't ready for it yet. Remember, part of your purpose is to show others the way, even when they don't see it yet. If you believe you're a visionary, reflect on this. Are you sharing your vision with the world, or holding it back out of fear that others won't understand? Your gift is necessary to help society evolve. Don't underestimate the power of what you see. So, if you feel that spark of inspiration inside you, keep going. The world needs your vision. The visionary teaches us to dream with our eyes open, to see what others cannot. But if this doesn't feel like your archetype, don't worry. You might resonate more with the next type of chosen one, the leader who has the power to gather others and guide them toward their destiny. Have you ever found yourself in situations where people naturally follow you or seek your advice, even when you didn't ask for it? If you feel like you have the natural ability to organize, direct, and lead others toward a common goal, then you might be a leader. A leader isn't necessarily the person who speaks the loudest or holds the highest position. A true leader is someone who inspires others with their presence and vision. They are the ones who, in difficult moments, know what to do and make tough decisions when everyone else is paralyzed. It's not just about being the boss. It's about being a guide for those around you. Has it happened to you that, whether in a group of friends, at work, or even with family, you end up being the one who takes the lead? You may not realize it at first, but if you're the one who steps up when no one else does, then it's likely that you are a leader. And I'm not talking about leading in an authoritarian way, but rather through empathy, connection, and a clear vision of what's best for everyone. The leader's purpose is to mobilize people toward a common goal. You have the ability to see the potential in others and help them find their path. A good leader knows that it's not just about their own ambitions, but about empowering those around them. Your gift isn't simply control. It's the ability to inspire trust, make wise and fair decisions that benefit everyone. It's a great responsibility, but also an incredible opportunity to transform lives. Connection with the Enneagram, Type 8, the challenger. In the Enneagram, the leader closely relates to Type 8, known as the challenger. This personality type is full of energy, confidence, and determination. Like the challenger, the leader doesn't fear obstacles and is always ready to stand up for what's right. The challenger also has a strong sense of justice and protects those under their care. Being a leader comes with challenges. Sometimes, you may feel the responsibility of guiding others is a burden, and that everyone depends on you to make the right decisions. You might also find yourself struggling with control, wanting everything to go perfectly. But remember, being a good leader doesn't mean you have to do everything yourself. It's about trusting your team, trusting the people around you, and allowing them to grow under your leadership. If you identify with this archetype, ask yourself, are you leading from the heart and understanding, or from a place of control and the need for power? Remember, a good leader doesn't seek to dominate but to inspire. Your purpose is to guide others toward their best selves, and the world always needs leaders who genuinely care about others. The leader has the gift of guiding and protecting, but if this archetype doesn't resonate with you, don't worry, there's more to discover. Perhaps, have you ever felt like you have the power to turn something bad into something good, to transform your difficulties into valuable lessons? If you feel like you can take any situation, no matter how complicated, and turn it into something positive, then you might very well be an alchemist. The alchemist isn't just a mythical figure who turns lead into gold. In real life, alchemists are those who have the ability to transform the reality around them. They can turn the darkest moments into wisdom, suffering into strength, and the ordinary into something extraordinary. It's not just about changing external circumstances, but transforming their own perception, and by doing so, changing the world. Has it ever happened to you that when you face a difficult situation, instead of sinking, you look for a way to learn from it? Perhaps you've experienced moments of loss or failure, but instead of getting stuck in negativity, you found a way to come out stronger, wiser. That's what a true alchemist does. Finds the gold in every challenge. The purpose of the alchemist is to be an agent of transformation, both in their own life and in the lives of others. By having this ability to see possibilities where others only see problems, alchemists help transform pain into growth, confusion into clarity, and limitation into power. It's a unique gift that can heal and elevate those around them. Connection with the Enneagram, Type 3, the Achiever. In the Enneagram, the alchemist relates to Type 3, the Achiever. Achievers are success-oriented people who are constantly looking to improve and surpass themselves. Like the alchemist, achievers transform every challenge into an opportunity for growth. Both share an innate ability to take control of their circumstances and find a path to success. However, being an alchemist is not always easy. Sometimes, you might feel the pressure to solve everything, to be the one who constantly turns negativity into positivity. This can be emotionally exhausting, especially if you don't allow yourself the time to simply feel the difficulties instead of immediately transforming them. Remember, the true power of the alchemist lies in patience and the ability to accept the process of transformation without rushing it. If you identify as an alchemist, reflect. Are you allowing yourself the necessary time for your own transformations, or are you trying to speed up the process? Remember that true alchemy takes time. Your gift is transformation, but that doesn't mean you always need to have the answers right away. Trust in your process, and keep creating gold from life's experiences. The alchemist transforms the world from the inside out. But if this isn't your archetype, don't worry, there's still more to explore. Perhaps you'll resonate with the next type, the peacekeeper, a figure who brings harmony and balance wherever they go. Let's discover more. Do you consider yourself someone who always seeks harmony? Are you the one who eases tensions in a conversation or tries to mediate when conflicts arise? If you feel that your role is to maintain peace and balance, then you are probably a peacekeeper. The peacekeeper is someone who deeply feels the need to maintain harmony in their environment. They may not necessarily be the loudest or most visible person, but their presence is crucial. Peacekeepers have the ability to balance energies, reduce tensions, and create an atmosphere where everyone feels safe and understood. They are like an emotional anchor for those around them. Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a discussion and tried to calm things down? Or perhaps you always look for ways to avoid conflict, preferring solutions that benefit everyone without causing friction. Being a peacekeeper doesn't mean avoiding problems, but facing them with compassion and wisdom, always seeking balance. The purpose of the peacekeeper is precisely that, to be a mediator, a peacemaker. You are the bridge between different energies and perspectives. You have the gift of seeing beyond the immediate conflict, understanding that true power lies in unity and cooperation. In a world full of divisions and tensions, peacekeepers are essential for bringing calm, understanding, and resolution. Within the Enneagram, the peacekeeper is deeply connected with Type 9, known as the peacemaker. Peacemakers are people who seek inner and outer peace. They value harmony in all its forms and have a natural ability to bring people together. Like the peacekeeper, Type 9 avoids unnecessary conflicts, always seeking a path to peaceful resolution. However, being a peacekeeper can also be a challenge. Sometimes, your desire to avoid conflict can lead you to sacrifice yourself, setting aside your own needs to maintain external peace. It's important to remember that you cannot be a source of harmony for others if you don't first take care of your own emotional well-being. Find the balance between giving to others and giving to yourself. If you identify as a peacekeeper, I invite you to reflect. Are you maintaining balance in your own life while trying to balance the world around you? Don't forget that true peace begins within you. Only from that place of inner calm can you truly help others find their own balance. The peacekeeper is the beacon of harmony that the world needs. But if this archetype doesn't resonate, do you consider yourself someone who doesn't give up in the face of adversity? Do you feel that you have a mission in life that you will defend at all costs, no matter the obstacles? If you have that inner fire that drives you to fight for what you believe in, then you might be a warrior. The warrior is the one who, in the midst of chaos, keeps their sword held high. But we're not talking just about a physical sword. The true weapon of the warrior is their conviction, their will to defend what is just and true. They don't seek conflict for the sake of fighting, but because they understand that some battles are necessary to protect what truly matters. The warrior is the protector, the defender, the one who faces the darkness with courage. Have you ever found that when you see injustices or something wrong, you can't stay silent? Do you feel an internal obligation to do what's right, to speak up when no one else does? Being a warrior doesn't mean being aggressive. It means being firm in your purpose and beliefs. Perhaps you are the person who always stands up for others or who fights for their principles, no matter the difficulties you face. The purpose of the warrior is to protect and fight for the truth. This archetype is deeply connected to justice and integrity. Warriors feel a responsibility to defend what is right, whether it's within their family, their community, or the world. It doesn't matter if the battle is internal or external. Their mission is to ensure that truth prevails. They are the ones who don't give up, who transform fear into action and face challenges with determination. Connection with the Enneagram, Type 8, the Challenger. The warrior is deeply connected to Type 8 in the Enneagram, also known as the Challenger. Challengers are strong, protective people who are always willing to face anything that threatens what they value. Like the warrior, the challenger has a protective instinct, a need to defend what they consider just and to ensure that the vulnerable are not harmed. This type is also closely tied to personal power and self-confidence. However, being a warrior also comes with challenges. Sometimes, the intensity of the fight can cause you to become worn out or too rigid. The danger for the warrior is falling into the trap of seeing the world only in terms of black and white, of always being on the defensive. It's important that, while fighting for the truth, they also allow love and compassion to guide their battles. The true victory of the warrior isn't just defeating the enemy, but making the world a better place for everyone. If you identify as a warrior, I invite you to reflect. Are you fighting for causes that truly matter, or have you fallen into the trap of fighting just for the sake of it? Remember, a true warrior doesn't fight out of ego, but for the greater good. Find your purpose, and make sure that every battle you face is aligned with truth and justice. The warrior teaches us to fight with courage for what is right. But if this archetype doesn't resonate with you, there is still more to explore. Perhaps you identify more with the next type, the healer, someone who has the gift of restoring and bringing back harmony. Let's discover it. Have you ever felt that you have the ability to help others heal, whether emotionally or physically? Do you feel drawn to the well-being of others, as if your mission is to bring relief and peace to those around you? If this resonates with you, you might be a healer. The healer is someone who has the ability to restore balance, both in themselves and in others. They don't need a medical title to do this. Their power lies in their empathy, compassion, and deep connection to well-being. Healers see beyond surface wounds and are able to reach the heart of people, helping them find balance and inner peace. They understand that true well-being begins within the soul. Have you ever noticed that your friends or family often turn to you when they need emotional support or advice? Or perhaps you feel a natural inclination toward professions that involve caring for others, such as medicine, psychology, or alternative therapies. If you enjoy alleviating people's suffering and giving them hope, it's likely that you are a healer. You have the gift of offering comfort and restoration, and people perceive it. The purpose of the healer is to help others find their path to healing, both emotionally and spiritually. Their energy is deeply connected to holistic well-being, mind, body, and spirit. Healers understand that to truly heal, more than a quick solution is needed. It's about reconnecting with the soul, understanding deep wounds, and bringing harmony to all areas of life. Their mission is to restore balance to those who have lost it. Connection with the Enneagram, Type 2, the helper. In the Enneagram, the healer is linked to Type 2, known as the helper. Helpers find their purpose in serving others, offering their support and love unconditionally. Like the healer, Type 2s have a strong inclination to care for those around them, ensuring that everyone feels loved and cared for. Both archetypes share a deep connection with well-being and compassion. However, being a healer also comes with challenges. Sometimes, the need to help others can lead healers to neglect themselves. They may fall into the trap of giving so much that they forget to take care of themselves, becoming emotionally and physically exhausted. It's crucial for the healer to learn to set boundaries and care for their own energy, so they can continue helping others without sacrificing their own well-being. If you identify as a healer, I invite you to reflect. Are you taking care of yourself as much as you care for others? Remember, you cannot heal others if you are not balanced yourself. Your capacity to help is immense, but you also need space to restore yourself. Only then can you continue to be that beacon of healing for those who need it. The healer shows us that true power lies in restoration and compassion. But if this archetype doesn't resonate with you, there is still one more to discuss. Have you ever felt the need to withdraw from the noise of the world to find answers within yourself? Do you prefer introspection and time alone to reflect on life and purpose? If you've ever felt that inner calling toward the peace and wisdom that can only be found within, then you might be a hermit. The hermit is the seeker of inner truth. It is the archetype that steps away from the distractions of the outer world to find wisdom in solitude. But it's not about complete isolation. It's about creating a sacred space where the mind and spirit can connect with their deepest essence. The hermit finds purpose in introspection, in silence, and in contemplation. They are the guide who reminds us that sometimes the answers we seek lie within, waiting to be discovered. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the pace of modern life and needed to disconnect to reconnect with yourself? Perhaps you enjoy spending time alone, not because you dislike company, but because it's in those moments of solitude where you find clarity and peace. Being a hermit means valuing the inner space and seeking answers through a deep connection with your being, instead of constantly seeking validation from the outer world. The purpose of the hermit is to be guided by introspection and inner wisdom. Through reflection, the hermit can achieve a profound clarity that others do not always understand. By disconnecting from the noise and chaos of the outer world, the hermit can perceive the universal truths found in silence. Their mission is to discover the truth, not through constant interaction with others, but through self-awareness and meditation. They are the lights in the darkness, reminding us that sometimes we must step back to see the bigger picture. Connection with the Enneagram, Type 5, the investigator. The Hermit is deeply connected with Type 5 of the Enneagram, known as the investigator. Investigators are people who value knowledge and understanding above all. Like the Hermit, the investigator prefers to withdraw to observe the world from a more reflective distance, absorbing information and finding answers through contemplation. Both archetypes share a need for depth and inner clarity, prioritizing the pursuit of truth over external appearances. However, being a hermit can also bring challenges. The solitude, which is so comforting for this archetype, can sometimes become a trap. You can withdraw so much from the outside world that you lose the balance between introspection and connection with others. While internal searching is vital, the hermit must remember that true wisdom also involves sharing what they have learned with the world. If you identify as a hermit, ask yourself, are you achieving a balance between your time in solitude and your relationship with the external world? Remember that self-knowledge is invaluable, but so is the ability to share your wisdom with others. After all, the inner journey is more meaningful when it connects with the purpose of serving and guiding others. If this journey through the archetypes resonated with you and you feel the need to delve deeper into self-knowledge and the mysteries of the human psyche, I recommend a book that transformed the way I see the world, The Archetypes and the Collective Unconscious by Carl Jung. It's an essential read for those seeking to understand the deep patterns that shape our lives and our souls. I'll leave the link below so you can find it on Amazon. Don't miss out. It's the first step towards a greater awareness of yourself and your purpose. And so we reach the end of this journey through the 9 types of chosen ones and their divine purposes. Each one has a unique role in this world, but the key is to discover which archetype is your own. Are you a warrior, a healer, or perhaps a hermit? Reflect on what you've heard today and share it in the comments. I'm eager to read what you've discovered about yourself. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos on spirituality and personal growth. See you in the next video.